Welcome to The Explainer. So today we're going to step into a really strange world, a world where the office building you work in might not be a place at all, but a condition you can never really escape. We're going to be dissecting a pretty surreal story all about the systems that quietly shape our lives.
So the whole thing kicks off with this haunting idea you're seeing right now. It immediately lets you know, hey, we're not just talking about a physical place, we're talking about a state of being. A system that's so total, so all-encompassing, that you carry it around with you wherever you go. Okay, so let's get into it. Our story presents us with these two deeply unsettling realities, and each one is defined by an all-consuming system that was designed to organize life until it just became life itself. So on one hand, you've got the building. Just imagine this infinite Kafkaesque nightmare where the only job is to assess petitions that never actually go anywhere. And then, on the other hand, you've got the body. This is a society where your actual consciousness can be, transferred into a more efficient administrative form, while your old physical self gets filed away in cold storage. Yikes. And here's the real kicker in both of these stories. The line between working for the system and becoming the system, it just completely vanishes. The second you participate, you are literally part of its architecture. There's no separation. All right, so you're probably thinking, why in the world would anyone submit to this? Well, that's exactly what the story digs into. It explores this really seductive allure of procedure, this promise of order that it offers. You see, both of our protagonists, they totally buy into this system's logic at first. In the building, they follow every single bizarre, obscure rule to the letter. And in the body, the protagonist willingly applies for that upgrade. They both have this faith that if they just follow the process, they'll be safe. They'll find stability. And this gets to a really crucial idea here. Procedure isn't just a list of steps you take. It's a form of faith. It's this comforting belief that if you just fill out all the forms correctly, you can keep the absolute chaos of reality from crashing in on you.
But, pretty soon, weird things start to happen. Anomalies, little glitches in the matrix that start to suggest that maybe these systems aren't quite as neat and tidy as they seem.
And the inconsistencies are just bizarre. In the building, you have official manuals referencing documents that literally don't exist. In the body, the main character is haunted by these phantom memories from the body's previous owner. Feeling sensations that are physically impossible in their new administrative form. And this leads us to the central, really unnerving question of the whole story. Are these just random bugs, simple errors? Or is it possible the system is designed this way, to keep everyone just a little bit off balance? So, by following these little cracks, our protagonists start to go down a rabbit hole. And what they find hidden just beneath the surface of all that procedure is, well, it's shocking. This curiosity leads them to a massive revelation. It turns out, the work they thought they were doing, that was just a facade. These systems had a secret, a completely hidden purpose. Think about it like this. The work you see on the surface, shuffling papers on floor 3 or upgrading bodies in somatic affairs, that just masks a much darker, much stranger function. The real work is happening in these secret levels, like floor 17 or sublevel 14. Just think about what this quote is telling us. The building isn't really processing paperwork. It's a machine built to manufacture endless waiting. And its most secret level, floor 17, is where the system literally contains its own fundamental doubt. The question of, what if none of this matters? And this is where the two narratives just lock perfectly into place. Look at the parallels here. Both systems have a secret function for processing what they can't control. Doubt in one case, loss in the other. And incredibly, both stories come to the exact same, difficult conclusion. The only answer is to bear witness. So if you can't escape, what's the answer? What do you do? Well, the story offers a really profound and challenging solution. It's not about escaping, it's about a radical form of attention. First, the story gives us this concept it calls gravity. This is the oppressive force of the system itself. It's the immense weight of all the rules and the forms, a force that just pulls everything down into bureaucracy and eventually collapse. And against that crushing downward pull, the story offers an opposite force, grace. But it's not what you think. It's not about rising above the system or flying away from it. No, grace is about acting with humanity within it. It's about moving sideways, perpendicular to that crushing force of gravity. So what does that actually look like? It means seeing the real suffering person behind the petition form. It means acknowledging those inherited memories that are haunting the recycled administrative body. These small, seemingly insignificant acts of attention, they become the only meaningful form of defiance.
And this leads us to the story's ultimate revelation, what it's all been building to. The idea that these systems are haunted by the one thing they can never, ever process or eliminate.
See, these systems were designed for automatons, for robots, but humans keep breaking through. That human glitch, our empathy, our memory, our refusal to just completely forget, it's not a flaw that needs to be fixed. In this story, it is the ultimate and very costly form of resistance.
So what do these acts of grace actually look like? Well, they're small, almost futile-seeming gestures of attention. It's not about overthrowing the whole system. It's about smuggling these little moments of real human connection into its cracks.
And in the end, the story just lands on this incredibly powerful idea that flips everything on its head. Our capacity to truly see one another. That is a force greater than any system's ability to crush us. It's a different kind of weight, the weight of presence.
And this is what we're left with. It makes you wonder about the invisible structures in our own lives, right? The procedures and the bureaucracies we all have to navigate, and the small, human ways we find to move through them with grace.